In today's video, I am going to debunk some vegan BS. My name is Carrie, and I am down over 100 pounds since my heaviest, eating a proper human diet. For me, that is the carnivore version of a diet. I overcame a lifelong battle with depression, anxiety, brain fog, insomnia. I was diagnosed with IBS, sleep apnea. I had arthritis so bad in my foot I could barely step down on it. I had my gallbladder removed, my appendix burst on the operating room table. I had skin cancer on my ear, and I was diagnosed with the TIA mini stroke. Subsequent testing later showed I had congestive heart failure. I was on all sorts of heart medications and statins, and I've had an irregular heartbeat since birth. I just hit 500 days, 500 on a carnivore diet. It's changed my life forever. I am on zero medication. Bye-bye to all of this medication. I no longer have depression, anxiety. In fact, I would have given anything to just be normal. I am the opposite of whatever hopeless and suicidal depression and anxiety is. I am thankful, grateful, blessed. I am full of gratitude, and I am happy to be alive every single day. My life is a million times better on a proper human diet. And this is the way it should be for everybody. In today's video, I want to talk about some crazy, insane vegan BS. And I just want to say real quick, I love vegans, I love vegetarians, I love all humans, I love all of humanity. I especially love vegans and vegetarians that are compassionate, and they're doing it for compassionate reasons. However, the truth matters, and I will only speak the truth, and I will forever speak the truth. And that's why I can get on this video I'm doing right now, and I don't edit, I don't prepare, I'm not looking at notes. I have a couple of vegan arguments here, comments that I'm going to read, but I didn't even prepare for this. That is the power of the carnivore brain, and that is the power of telling the truth. I'm just going to subconsciously tell you what's on my mind, and I don't have to think about it or manipulate it or even edit it because I'm speaking the truth. Now, the first argument I get, and I get this one every single day from vegan, vegetarian, plant-based people: you would have done all of that healing you mentioned. You're down on your pills, you're down 100 pounds. You would have done all of that, Carrie, had you just eliminated sugar and processed foods. And to those people, I say, false, false, false. First of all, of course, getting rid of sugars and seed oils and highly processed foods is a huge part of the equation. And I agree with vegans and vegetarians. If you're able to do that and eat single ingredient foods, even if they're just vegetables, that's a million times better than the majority of humanity eating processed garbage on the standard American diet. It's a part of the equation. But I get these people, and they're saying it, they're so convinced that's the only reason. It is not. The reason I know this is because I know my body, and I know my body more than you do. And I have studied this, and I've talked to experts, and I've talked to doctors, and I have tried every diet in the world. The reason I know that is not true is because for 1 year prior to doing a carnivore diet, I did a strict ketogenic diet. And it was mostly plant-based. Salad for lunch, salad for dinner. I had all the low-carb vegetables, and I had no sugars. And I had no processed garbage. I cut all of that out. I did that for a year. I still had depression. I still had horrible IBS. My stomach was always hurting. I was farting 500 times a day, gurgling, bubbling, acid reflux. I had depression. I had brain fog, and I had arthritis in my foot without eating sugars and processed junk food. I tried it, and it didn't work for me. I know without a doubt getting rid of sugar and processed stuff is a huge part of the equation, but what really did it for me was eating the fatty meat. People don't like to hear that, especially vegans, vegetarians, but I will speak the truth. There's people out there that are hopelessly suffering like I was, and this was the key. Not just eliminating sugar and processed foods, eating the fatty meat. I believe I was deficient in cholesterol. I believe when I ate that fatty meat, it raised my cholesterol. I believe that I was misled my entire life to fear cholesterol. And I feared it. I had congestive heart failure, as I mentioned earlier. I've had an irregular heartbeat my entire life. Much of this medication was heart medication, so I didn't want to clog my arteries. When I got that fatty meat, my hormones balanced. My testosterone went up. My sleep improved, which is a downstream effect of balanced hormones. My mood improved, my depression lifted, the brain fog went away, but I believe it was tied in large part to my hormones and getting the fatty meat that my body was craving, and then thriving on. That was what was missing, was the fatty meat. It wasn't just the absence of sugar, it was also the addition of the fatty meat. And I get this comment all the time, and I firmly disagree with you, and the reason I'm so firm and passionate about it is because there are people out there that are suicidally depressed, like I was. Most of my adult life. This was the only thing that did it for me, and I don't want to mislead these people to just say, just get rid of the sugar and only do that and you'll be fine. I'm sure it'll help, but it's not going to fix the problem. At least it didn't for me. The second argument I get from vegans that I want to debunk, vegan BS. How can I massacre animals? I have blood on these hands. I'm a terrible, terrible human for being a carnivore and eating meat, and these vegans are superior to me because they only eat vegetables. To that I say, more vegan BS. Now, you can say one thing, but the facts matter and what you're doing matters. This is the truth, and it's going to be uncomfortable for people, but it's the truth. There is no more compassionate diet than the way I eat. Some carnivores, maybe not so true, but that's not what I'm advocating for. I am advocating for eating locally raised, grass-fed, grass-finished beef that's humanely raised, and it's eating grass in a field and it has a good long life. I eat one cow, I get hundreds of meals. Vegan, on the other hand, that has their salad with their multitude of different ingredients and they're eating all colors of the rainbow and they have all of this variety, all these different types of vegetables. 70 million birds die per year, per the EPA. Google this. Don't believe me. You Google it yourself. From pesticide poisoning. That is a slow, painful, agonizing, horrible death that these birds go through. And that doesn't count all of the squirrels, fox, and deer that also come in contact with that pesticide and then get poisoned from the inside out and suffer a horrible death. Or the predators that eat those birds that have poisoned bodies and are then dying, or they scavenge for them, and then they die as well from pesticide poisoning. Monocropping. Tractors going through fields, just tearing up the soil. There's all sorts of death and destruction. So these vegans and vegetarians can eat their meals and they act like they don't have any blood on their hand. And the truth of the matter is, many, many multitudes more of animals die because of a vegan diet than a compassionate carnivore diet like I do. That is just the truth. You can argue all you want about it, but the facts matter. You look in the grocery store, there's 60,000 products in the grocery store. I eat like 5 of them. Beef, butter, bacon, eggs, a little bit of chicken here and there. 5 products. 59,995 products on the grocery store are plant-based products. If it's in a box, if it's in a bag, if it's in the produce section, everything in the grocery store, the ketchup, everything comes from plants. Sugar, container of sugar, that comes from a plant. It's all plant. Seed oils, these horrible vegetable seed oils, those come from plants too. They all come from plants. The amount of death and destruction to produce the 59,995 products you vegans eat is huge, but it gets a complete pass. And the little bit of cow and beef that I eat on the sides and fish, that's getting all of the blame. All of these boxed and bagged products, think about these. All of the pesticides that kill the animals so that you can get those plants. Then you have all of the semi-trucks that have to drive that produce from Mexico to the United States. Then it goes to a processing facility that's got smokestacks coming out of it. They're processing this. They're putting it in bags and packages and all this crap. And 10 million ingredients we can't pronounce. Then they ship that in a semi-truck with that's polluting the earth, and it comes to the grocery store. It sits on the shelf. Half of the stuff gets thrown in a dumpster. The other half of it gets taken home. The person eats half of it. The green stuff goes bad. The vegetables, the produce, the salad in the refrigerator, that gets tossed in the garbage. All of that waste, all of that destruction, all of the animals that had to die to give you those 59,999 products, all gets a pass. And my cow that's naturally grazing in the field that has a long life, it dies a humane death and I get hundreds of meals from it. That's massacring animals. But all of the birds dying and all of the fox and squirrel, all the downstream effects, the water runoff of pesticides into the water system, the animals drink it, they die horrible, painful death. That all gets a pass because I'm vegan and I say I'm better than you. It's not true. The truth matters. The other argument I get, cows are bad for the environment. Now, a kindergartner with some common sense could understand that that is utter BS. No pun intended, utter. A cow naturally grazing in a field, eating grass, is the most natural thing that's happened since the start of time. Cows have been grazing in the fields since the start of time. But that is somehow bad for the environment. And you look around, you go up in an airplane, what do you see? Fields and fields of corn. Corn fields everywhere. Fields of vegetables and produce and corn. And all of that gets a pass. If you look at the earth, this much corn, then there's this much little cow grazing in a field. It's all corn and it all gets a pass. Like I said earlier, it's horrible for the environment. There's semi-trucks transporting this stuff all around. They're going to facilities. There's smokestacks. There's all sorts of pollution. 59,995 products polluting the earth. All of that gets a complete pass. Cows are bad. Why do they have you believe that the cows are bad? Because if they want to sell billions and billions of dollars worth of processed garbage, they just demonize the meat. That's all they have to do. If they want to make huge money, the 59,995 products that make up the bulk of the grocery store, all have sugar in them, by the way. If they want to make a ton of money, you just demonize meat. You say meat is bad for the environment, cows are bad for the environment, meat's going to give you cancer. Look at this study. It says meat's going to give you heart disease. Look at this study. They will make billions and billions of dollars at the expense of your health. They will keep you addicted to this horrible food, and it's going to lead to this. Billions and billions of dollars spent on pharmaceuticals and billions of dollars spent in healthcare. Big food, big pharma, big healthcare, and the list goes on and on. The other argument, BS, vegan argument I get is my diet, my carnivore diet, lacks nutritional diversity. You need to eat all colors of the rainbow and you need to eat more items. To that I say, 500 days I've been eating nothing but beef, butter, bacon, eggs. I'm absolutely thriving. I've shared them on my YouTube channel. I'll share them again. Anybody wants to see them, all of my medical records, all of my lab work. I am lacking for nothing. My labs are perfect. As I mentioned earlier, I'm down 100 pounds since my heaviest. I no longer have IBS. I no longer have suicidal depression. I no longer have arthritis. I no longer have any of these issues. All of that aside, I have no deficiencies. You can look at my blood work. You can look at all of my labs. I'm absolutely thriving and I'm not missing anything. And the truth of the matter is, on a vegan diet, there's no such thing as an essential carbohydrate. On a vegan diet, you must supplement. On a carnivore diet, you don't need to supplement. You get everything you need from a fatty ribeye in the proper proportions. All of the nutrients I need to survive, all I've eaten for 500 days, I'm walking proof of that. I didn't need to supplement anything in order to survive. Had I tried to do that on a vegan vegetarian diet, I would be dead right now 500 days later had I not supplemented. This whole thing, diversity for the sake of diversity, diversify your diet, have a well-balanced diet, have all of these different ingredients just for the sake of it. It makes these big food companies billions of dollars. It's absolutely ridiculous that you go in the grocery store and there's 100 types of ketchup, and you go down the beverage aisle and there's 1,000 varieties of beverages. You just look at the apple juice. There's 50 different types of apple juice at Walmart. Why? Why? So they can make billions of dollars and keep us addicted. Every species of animal on this planet has an intended diet and they eat it. A cow eats grass. A lion eats gazelles. A koala bear eats eucalyptus. It's only us humans with our big brains that feel we have to have this diversity, and we have to moderate and balance. We got to eat a balance in all of these different ingredients, and it's just false. I've only had meat and animal products for 500 days. My intended proper human diet, ancestrally appropriate diet. I'm absolutely thriving, and you can't say anything. If you're vegan or vegetarian, you can't say I'm not thriving. I've shown them on my YouTube channel. I can reference them here. All of my medical records prove I have reversed congestive heart failure. My ejection fraction was 44. It's perfectly normal now. The only thing I did was carnivore diet, proper human diet. All of my labs, everything is perfect. So you can't say you have to do this just for the sake of it. That's what they want you to believe. That's what makes big food billions of dollars, is this incessant need from humans to have all of this variety. And I'm special because I have this type of apple juice. I'm special because I eat this type of ketchup. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So those are some of the big arguments against carnivore diet, some of the vegan BS. Leave a comment down below. What sort of vegan BS have you had? I don't know what's going on lately. I have had just a huge influx of vegan BS comments lately. They don't bother me other than they're misleading and they're going to send someone down the wrong path who is hopeless. If you want to learn more of what I'm doing, documentaries called Healing Humanity, The Power of a Proper Human Diet. We're following around real individuals over the course of a year, returning to natural, eating a proper human diet, doing proper human things, and overturning incredible health issues. I mean, some of this is just miraculous what's happening. It's all documented. We have these people's medical records. We're going to show you the good. We're going to show you the bad. We're going to show you the truth. If you want to learn more or you want to share your story, please visit donate.healinghumanity.movie. And if you want to donate, please visit there as well. Links in the description below. You can also become a member on our channel, or you can buy our shirts. Every penny goes towards this documentary. It's my life's work. I am not going to stop until we reach millions of people with this message. There's too many people hopeless in the world that don't need to be. There's too many people that have been led down the wrong path. There's too many people that are suffering needlessly so that other people can profit and line their pockets with more money at the expense of our health, at the expense of our lives, and it has to stop. And I'm not going to stop until we reach millions of people. I couldn't do it without you. Thanks so much for watching. Beep.